What's up, people? I'm Mr. Unforgettable, and you have now tuned in to Adrienne Slay's Variety Exposed, the ugly truth about Adrienne. And believe me, it is very, very ugly. But before I get into all that, first I want to put this out there. I want to make this perfectly clear that I never had any intention of ever having to make a comeback video to speak my side because, first of all, the way that we parted ways was so casual. I didn't even know that we parted ways until she put her video up, and some of her followers, as well as some of mine, reached out to me and told me, hey, you need to take a look at this video Adrienne put out about you. She's slamming you. She is dragging your name through the mud. That's how I found out that we parted ways. And when I looked at the video, I laughed at a lot of it because for it to have been titled The Truth About Mr. Unforgettable, it was full of lies, overinflated exaggerations, and for the most part, it was full of Adrienne's jaded opinions about me. And I think her jaded opinions was sparked because I constantly rejected her personal interest advances towards me. I was never into Adrienne like that. Yeah, we worked together. My entire point of even being on her show was originally to just be a one-time interview. It was never supposed to be a back and forth or a host, guest, host, guest. Neither was it supposed to be going towards host, co-host. Because you would notice on the second interview that I did, she was suggesting that we go to Chicago and do stuff together. I was not her partner. I was just a guest. But we're gonna discuss that. We're gonna discuss so much, But let me just say this. Let me just start off by saying this. I am going to show you, first off, how she introduced herself to me via text. See, the first lie that I want to talk about is Adrienne claimed she knew me for 20 years. That was a bold-faced lie. Adrienne actually met me 2 days before the first interview. Now, what does 2 days and 20 years have in common? The number 2. That's it. Other than that, 2 days and 20 years, totally different. Now, I'm not saying that she didn't come to Mr. Park's place and wasn't in attendance to a show that I had promoted and performed on back at the time. I'm not saying that didn't happen. I don't know if it did or that it didn't. Let's just say it did happen. But that don't mean she knew me. We didn't meet just because you saw me perform. That's not an introduction. You knew of me. You see, I could have said something like, well, 10 years ago, I went to a Jagged Edge, Drew Hill, 112, Boys to Men, and New Edition concert. Then 5 years later, I'm running around talking about I know all of them. No, I never met them. I was just at the concert. So you lied. Big time. And it looks bad because I'm putting it out there. I ain't know you and you ain't know me. As a matter of fact, everything about Adrienne when it came to me was coming from a personal side. It wasn't strictly professional. Now for me it was strictly professional. But let me just show you how she initiated her text conversation with me. She sent me a picture of her back shot. You know what I'm saying? If I'm supposed to be coming to be on your YouTube or whatever channel, segment, show, whatever you want to call it, and I'm strictly coming on as a guest, I don't need to see what your butt looks like. That's stuff that people do when they want to capture your interest in their body. It's almost equivalent to if a guy inboxes one of you ladies and then the next thing you get is an inappropriate, unsolicited pipe shot. You ain't asked for that. I ain't asked for that, but don't take my word for it. Take a look at this and you'll see I ain't making this up. I'm not making this up. Check this out. You see that? You saw it, right? Completely unprofessional. But let's move on past that for now. I want to talk about the let me talk about one of the truths because she didn't tell too many, but I do want to talk about one very important truth that she did talk about, and she did it in a slanderous form. Yeah, it is true. Yes, I do wear rinse on my face. See, I've had premature grays ever since high school, and for any of you who have had premature grays or have dealt with anyone who has had premature grays, then you have personally experienced or you know what it's like to have premature grays. And yeah, up until recently I did use a perm until I had an allergic reaction to it, which almost took my life. Yeah. See, there's a class action lawsuit against a couple of companies for the chemicals that they use in permanent hair dye. I had the pumpkin head, like on the Martin episode when he fought Tommy Hearns. At the end of it, his head was all swollen up. Yeah, that was me. I had a swollen head as a reaction, the allergic reaction to the chemicals in hair dye. And like I said, it almost cost me my life because if I had not gotten to the hospital in a timely manner that I did, my throat could have swollen up and my air passage would have just closed up. My eyes, I couldn't even see. It was just all big. Everything was swollen up. So as a result of that, I no longer use hair dye. Instead, I have been sampling different types of hair rinses to see which would work best for me. And the day when she hugged me, I had a rinse in there, and it rubbed off on her. You know, sometimes that happens because rinse does not hold like a permanent dye. Those of you who color your hair off and on, you know I'm not making this up. So if she wanted to know about it, yeah, you know, I'm gonna say this. I could have said something when she was like, "What's this on my face?" I could have, you know, if I had really thought about what it was, I could have said something. But I didn't, and she chose to use that as a slanderous platform. No big deal to me. Didn't hurt my feelings. You see, I just came right out and told you. Yeah, I mean, some of you all was like, yeah, well, we already knew. You know, it ain't no big deal. It ain't no secret, you know what I'm saying? But that was one of the few truths that she told in her, the truth about Mr. Unforgettable that she actually filled up with, like I said, lies and jaded opinions. She said she put me in my place. She had to check me. Now, I'm going to show you the screenshots of that conversation, and you will see for yourself that it played out as a casual conversation. I mean, you would think that if a person is checking the next person, that they would either use some curse words to get the point across, use some exclamation marks to show passion about what they're saying, or the ever so easy all caps. Nothing was in all caps. Everything was as casual as the first conversation we ever had. So how did you check me, Adrienne? You didn't. You said you did this, you said that, you was like, those are my fans, my followers and all that. You didn't say that. It ain't in there. You didn't say nothing about your followers were being nice to me. It's not in there. Now, I read it. Y'all can read it. And somebody tell me where it is. You know, for her to have told me that and checked me and, you know what I'm saying, put me in my place and all that. But again, hey, look. Don't take my word for it. Take a look at it and you know, I'm going to give you some time to read it. Take a look at it and see for yourself. I'm going to be right here. I'm going to be right here. Check it out. That was her checking me. But you will notice in that text, her words were, I agree with you. You are precisely correct. See? You see that? I'm still laughing. You see that? It's not in there. She never said it. Because it never happened the way she played it out. You know, it just never happened that way. And for her to have taken that casual conversation and instead of just texting me afterwards, I mean, she did say at the end, nobody is better than anybody else. But that was casual too. You saw that with your own eyes. But, you know, like I said, she tried to make it seem like we had words. Like it was just ugly. That was so casual. And instead of her racing to a social media platform, which is very immature, that's some petty stuff, she could have just reached out to me and said something as simple as, you know, I don't think that you and I need to work together any longer. I would have accepted that. I would have respected that. I would have honored that. I would have appreciated that. I would have preferred that. Because, like I said, the entire time, Adrienne was pushing up on me. And in the process of her pushing up on me, she was throwing so many people under the bus. I mean, she slandered her sister that she used to have a show segment with. She slandered her mother the day of the second interview when I went to pick her up, because I picked her up from my mother's house. And within 3 minutes or so after we drove away, she started slamming her mother. But the one person that she slammed worse than she tried to slam me, can you believe that? The one person that she slammed worse than she tried to slam me was her boyfriend. Oh man, she body slammed that dude under a burning car, a speeding 18-wheeler truck on a 95-mile-an-hour highway, a speeding supersonic train. She threw him under a sinking ship, and she duct taped that dude to the front end, the nose of a plane going down, spiraling in flames into the side of a mountain. That's how bad she threw that. That's how bad she did that dude. And she did it all to try to impress me. I'm going to tell you about that because that is, man, that's a juicy story right there. Matter of fact, why don't I get into that right now? I brought it up. Why not? Now, this was the day of the first interview. Let me tell you the story about that. When I first showed up, she had asked me if it was okay if we take a drive. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, WTF are we taking a drive for? I'm coming over here to do an interview and bounce. But her exact words were, it's such a nice day outside, let's go for a ride. I didn't trip because I was like, well, maybe, she wanted to spend a little time with me to try to get a feel for me. That's cool, you know what I'm saying? You want to kind of see what kind of person that you are bringing into your environment, to do an interview. You know what I'm saying? It was a one-on-one situation, a man and a woman. So you want to kind of feel me out to see if you should even proceed forward. I get that. I mean, there's some psychopaths out there. It really is. Some sickos. And we're going to talk about sicko, yeah, because that is connected. But check this out. I was cool with it because I was hungry. I want to get the bite to eat. So I asked her about, some places to eat. We took a little drive, found this nice wing joint on the east side. We go in. I place my order. I ask her, do she want something? I'm a man, I'm a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. If you're out with a lady and you're buying something to eat, you all are together. Not like together, but you all came in together. You offer to buy her something to eat. She may be hungry too. She declined. She said she was fine. That's cool. We sat and we chopped it up a little bit. Then my order was ready. Took off. We get back to her place. Now here's where things gonna start getting real interesting. That blue outfit she had on, that's not what she had on when she first got in my ride. No, see, she was wearing this hot pink fuchsia type form-fitting outfit, and it had multicolors in it. So we get back to her place, which just so happened to be, and Adrienne, these are your words, and you know they are, and this is the exact truth. I ain't got to lie about anything. Unlike you, I ain't got to lie. Adrienne was like, she explained that she lived in a transient, a boarding house. She had a room in the boarding house, and she explained that she had a pet cat. And the purpose of the cat wasn't companionship. No, it was because the room that she had been living in for some time, in Adrienne's own words, was mouse infested. So she had to get the cat to get rid of the mice. I didn't trip on that. Mice tend to run from people. So it's no big deal. As long as there was no feces around where I needed to be, I was pretty cool. You can't help that sometimes. So anyway, we get back in her place, and the table that we had the interview at, that little tiny table, and believe me, it was a tiny table. That is a tiny table. I sat down at the table and I started to eat. Now, it was only a couple of minutes after I started eating when Adrienne was like, that smell good. You look good. Can I have some? Now, I had a big portion, so I didn't care. I was like, hey, yeah, you can have some. Now, I'm thinking to myself, I offered to buy you some. You said no, but it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. So there was nothing obstructing her passage around me to where the plate was, where she could have gotten some and enjoyed herself. No, Adrienne chose to come from behind me and reach over me to get her food. All in my personal space. Now, I ain't trip on that. I'm like, look, I just wanted to get this interview done, get on my way. Now, it was during that time where she started slam dunking her dude. Now, it was bad enough that this personal space stuff was another one of Adrienne's attempts. Pathetic, failed, miserable attempts to get my attention in her. If it were basketball, we would call that an air ball. It's like you literally missed all construction with that shot. Here was her next air ball towards me. Now, we in this little room. There was a bathroom off that way. Kitchen was over there. I'm sitting here at the tiny table, and there was a closet right there. Adrienne went in that closet. She opened the door, and I could see her. She stood right there. She made sure that she was in eye shot. And she went rifling through a couple garbage bags because she ain't had no dresser or nothing up in there. So clothes was in the garbage bag. She went through her garbage bag and she pulled out like 3 or 4 outfits to change. And one, from what I can recall, looked like it could have been yellow or maybe cream or whatever. But she settled on that blue outfit. See, we were not already coincidentally dressed alike. No, I was already wearing black, blue, and a little bit of white. And she decided to change up and kind of like her color coordinate that. But don't stop there. Because when she was picking out her colors, she stepped out of the closet right there at the end of that sofa. And she started undressing in front of me. She started changing clothes in front of me. Now, what was wrong with going in that bathroom right there? It was open, available, unoccupied. It was only her and me in there, so it's not like the bathroom was out of order or nothing. Because she eventually did go in there. But who does that? Who changes clothes in front of somebody they just met? Who invades their personal space? Who throws their man out there like that? Who does that unless they're trying to impress somebody that they're in the present company of? You want to put him down, try to give me the impression that, hey, the door is open, all you got to do is come in. I didn't want to come in. I was never interested in Adrienne personally. And for her to have said she could have had me 20 or so years ago if she wanted me, or if she wanted me now, something would have popped off. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. See, I gotta want you. I don't care if you want me. There are a lot of females that want me based on me being an exotic performer. They want the image. They want the character, the fantasy. And there are a few females who actually know me personally that have tried to talk to me. But just because you want to talk to me, don't mean I gotta talk to you. I don't have to jump into a relationship with you. I have standards. I'm not one to jump into one relationship after the next. I am a picky person. I'm picky about everything. Everything. I am picky about it. So, Adrienne, no matter what you could have tried, if I didn't want you, which I didn't and I don't, you wouldn't have got me. I mean, for goodness sake, you started taking your clothes off in front of me, and I looked away. It was like, I don't want to see you like that. I didn't come over here for some peep show. I came here for an interview. Now, that's unprofessional. That is strictly personal. And that's also sad and pathetic that you would do that. And I bet you if your boyfriend, I bet you he wouldn't like it if he found out that you did that. He definitely would not like you putting his business out there like that. Who would? Who would? Somebody you didn't even know, but you had the nerve to say you knew me for 20 years. Let's talk about that again. If you had known me for 20 years, wouldn't you already know if I'm conceited or not? And if I am conceited, or if I was conceited, or whatever, WTF would you have me come on your channel? Not once, but twice. Couldn't you have found another performer? Yes, you could have. They're out there. I used to model before I danced, and she saw my swimsuit before I danced, and she saw my swimsuit before I danced, and she saw my swimsuit.
All right. Okay.
It helped that I already knew.
Okay.
It helped that I already knew how.
Okay.
It helped that I already knew. Welcome back, people. See, I put it out there, the screenshot. I'll let you read it for yourself. I didn't make up anything. It ain't Photoshop. That was Adrienne's words via text. Yeah. But let her tell it. She wasn't into me. Really? You asking some real personal questions to somebody who ain't into somebody. Nothing professional about that, y'all. Nothing. She propositioned me to do something else too on her fans only page. Adrienne wanted me to wear a mask, and I think her idea was something like being shirtless with like a masquerade mask on, and she wanted me to simulate going down on her. I bet your boyfriend would have loved to have seen that, Adrienne. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would have loved to have seen that. Brother, you are nothing more to her than a walking ATM, and she was about to cash out on you if I'd have messed around with her. Why else would she be telling me your dirt within 3 days of me knowing her? That's terrible. That is terrible. You talking about you real? I don't know what kind of real that is. No, I don't know what kind of real that is. Mm-mm. Now, as I stated, I really didn't want to do this type of post. This is just not my type of person. You know, I really wish that I didn't have to resort to an Adrienne platform. But since she chose to keep it so real and twist what happened to us, since she decided to twist that up and run to her YouTube platform instead of just hitting me up with a text or phone call, inbox, whatever, just say, hey, look, I don't think that we should work together anymore. You know, she could have been professional. She could have kept it business. But since she decided to go to YouTube and try to scandalize me and defecate my character, no. You know, no. See, you made it personal. See, you wanted to go to war, I'll take you to war. This is you. This is all you. This is your doing. You know, you forced my hand. You really did. Didn't have to go there. I didn't have to put this type of information about you out here. But I'm the type of person, if you don't mess with me, I won't mess with you. And Adrienne, she crossed that line. And she got on YouTube, just like this is on YouTube now. And she tried to act like she checked me and this and that and the other. Yeah, she was feeling herself that day. And she was really hyping y'all up with a bunch of lies and opinions. I'm coming with straight up facts. And I'm showing a lot of it. Some of the stuff that she told me was verbal. So I can't show you that. I didn't record it. But everything that we text about, I can show you that. And I'm talking about it. Oh yeah, Adrienne has thrown her sister under the bus. Adrienne has thrown her mother under the bus the day of the second interview when I went to pick her up at her mother's house. She threw her mother under the bus when we pulled off. Adrienne throws all kind of people under the bus in front of trains, whatever you want to call it, to make herself look good. Now, I wasn't paying attention to that as her character because, well, frankly, my mind is always busy. I'm always thinking of different things. And that interview was one of many things I had on my plate for that day. So I really was not paying attention to the fact that every time we got together, she would be slandering people. Hey, maybe she was venting, but then when she just decided to slander me instead of just be professional about it, keep it from A to B, back to A, she went to C, the YouTube platform, and tried to make money off of it. Adrienne, look, hey, she broke. She broke. She ain't got no money. And if she do have any money, it's very little money. Hey, she need the money, obviously. She ain't got no job. Now, and what was with the comment that I need to get my stuff together? Upgrade or whatever, something that you said. See, people who live in glass houses should never throw stones. Because for somebody who had just recently moved out of a mouse infested room in a boarding house to a large because it really ain't large, but okay, it's larger than that room, so let's just say that, to a spacious apartment, and you were very happy to be in that apartment. You wanted to show it off to me, and you asked me what I thought of your apartment since you finally had room in there. Well, honestly, Adrienne, I think you should put some damn furniture up in there. Get some good furniture. Not all that mixed match crap you got going on with the tiny table, the old sofa in the back, and then that other sofa in the front that don't match anything. And I do like that white bar that you got. That's pretty cool. Don't match anything, but hey, that was nice. You know, that was cool. Everything else, okay. But that's your stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's you. That's your thing, you know what I'm saying? Now, yeah, I bet you didn't like that. You didn't like a cheap shot being thrown out there. I know you ain't like that. Who would? I ain't like them cheap shots you threw at me. I laughed at a lot of them. Maybe you should laugh at your furniture and get some better stuff.